everybody, I'm Dawn. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for visiting with me today. So in this video, I wanted to talk about certain parts of Ruby Franke's journal. Now, I'm not going to read all 60 pages of this journal again because it's just too much. And I do have a video where I read the entire thing, but I don't really give any commentary or my thoughts on it. A little bit, because you know I can't help it. But I'm gonna, excuse me, I'm a little burpy. I'm gonna give some commentary. Well, that's the whole point of this video, is for some commentary on it. So the first page is redacted. Then she's got a timeline where she says Jody receives blessing from Temple President Steve Kaplan. Ruby, AJRE, which are the four children's initial, come down to Jody's to help spring clean. That was 5/22/23. 5/28/23. Meet Jeremy Jaggy. I looked him up. He's a high member, of the Mormon Church. 6/13/23. Jody goes to Salt Lake City to meet with Jeremy Jaggy and Brad Wilcox. I also looked Brad Wilcox up. You can find him on Google. He's also a high, I guess, ranking member of the Mormon faith. So 6/30/2023, R refuses to do wall sits. He says he is done. So she's already having him do wall sits. We don't know how long before they went to Jody's, that they were forced to do these weird exercises and stuff. But we do know that once he went to Jody's, they were being taped down and tied up and severely ABUSED. And now we know how Ruby was from her videos, so to pass it all off on Jody is kind of weak on her part, because we knew what Ruby was. We knew what Ruby was before this whole connections and Moms of Truth thing happened. 7/1/23, R is to stay outside, sleep outside, only come in to go to the bathroom and shower. Oh, she let him use the toilet. Wow, how nice of her. And to shower. That's so disgusting. Then there's a whole bunch redacted. And I just wonder what's redacted, because the stuff we can read, in my opinion, is pretty bad. 7/14/23, E, that's the daughter, refuses to work, screams, has hair shaved off. That's evil. 7/15/23, R runs away around 1:15 a.m. Ruby finds him at 3:14 a.m. I don't have anything to say about that. Some more redacted pages. Several redacted pages. R turns 12, this is July 9th, 2023. R turns 12 tomorrow. I never envisioned him being 12 and still peeing himself. Satanic choices lead one to becoming destitute, even the most affluential homes. You know what else leads children to use, relieve themselves and on themselves, is ABUSC. Trauma. So yeah, there's that. That's not Satan. That's not Satan, darling. That is you being a terrible mother. That's what that is. July 10th, 2023, Monday. It's R's birthday. He doesn't even know what month it is. That is so cruel. E and R have been in so much deviant behavior they won't control their bodily functions. They are both furious. Their selfish, sinful lifestyle is being intervened upon. It seems to me like no matter what they did, they couldn't do anything right. I find it really hard to believe these children were these demonic little beasts that they make them out to be. I got a comment on a video, and I just hid the person from my channel because I'm not going to engage, because they were either a troll or someone with a diseased mind like Jody and Ruby, that said they hate the devil for possessing these children and and Ruby and Jody were just, you know, trying to save their souls. And I'm like, okay, hide. I was going to respond, but then I'm like, it's not worth it, because this is either just a troll or someone with a demented mind like Jody and Ruby, and I'm just not going to have it here. It's ridiculous. Also on July 10th, 2023, I told R he emulates a snake. He slithers and sneaks around looking for opportunities when no one is watching, and then he scurries. What a way to talk about your... I believe he was even 11 at this time. Oh no, he just turned 12. I believe he just turned 12. That actually, this was on his 12th birthday when she wrote that. R lies, I mean all the time. He is a compulsive liar. I never would have suspected. This entire experience is a shock to my system. She is just, you know, I know she was demented before, but with Jody's influence, I believe she just got more and more demented. It was going to come to that eventually anyway without Jody's assistant, I believe, but Jody just pushed it along further. Jody just pushed her buttons. Jody knew what she had. She knew she already had a female that was going to, you know, was already treating her children wrong. Jody got off on it. She gets off on children being mistreated. That's why she did what she did to Jesse. She gets off on it. It's a perversion. They're perverts. It's a perversion. They have some kind of perversion about hurting children. Jody influenced that on Ruby, and they got off on it. It's a perversion. It wasn't the devil. It maybe the devil working inside them. It wasn't the devil working inside these children. Okay, let's see. E is better behaved with Jody. She likes to think she can still manipulate me. I gave her a pixie haircut. All her long hair is gone. No more distracting with hair. Okay. Tuesday, 7/11/23. Big day for evil. E manipulates me. She won't scream when Jody is around, but with me she wails. All night E screamed, cried, and would hit her head on the tile floor. Today Jody confronted her. E admits to putting on a show for her mother. E says she wants to be pitiful. R was told to stand in the sun with his sun hat. He is defiant. No. I tell him a couple more times. R, or I should say his demon, stays in the shade. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Implying your children are demonic. When it's you, Ruby, you're demonic. Hi, Brian. You're the demonic one. I push R into the sun. R comes back. I come back with a cactus poker. When I poke his back to get in the sun, R doesn't even flinch. I poke him on the neck. He is in a trance and doesn't appear to feel anything because it's a trauma. He's having a reaction to trauma. Jody taps him on the cheeks to wake him up. Just these women are filthy, dirty, disgusting rags. This is, I don't have anything to say about this. It's just more of the same. Then I put my hand tightly over his nose and mouth. I am coming to you in this water and putting my hands on your nose and mouth. The devil lies and says I'm hurting you. A-B-U-S-I-N-G-U. But R, what am I really doing? You are A-B-U-S-I-N-G in him. I mean, that's cutting off his airway. That is A-B-U-S-E. It is harmful. R looked like he wanted to beat me up this morning. I bet he didn't look like that, but I can imagine wanting to do that. And then he was intrigued and interested, and then 2 hours later, he drinks water from the hose. Steals water. Drinking some water is stealing water. She is an evil woman. She is evil. And I don't believe her little thing she said in court where she was like talking about how you know, she loves your children, she loves your family, she loves your husband. It's over for you, baby. It is over. R is compulsive. He feels no remorse for his choices. He shuts down and says he wants to go to jail. Probably to get away from Ruby. So, R stole water. You don't steal water. If you need water, you drink it. It's not stealing. You drink water. Okay, sorry about that. I had to take a quick break. Okay. All right. So right here, it says R and E have been counting days. R did know yesterday was his birthday. That's sad. Probably didn't get anything for his birthday. Probably didn't even get a hug for his birthday. E told me she figures they had been here 8 weeks. I asked E if she felt like she had made progress over the 8 weeks. Yes, I told her she was delusional. She has made no progress. She continues to lie and manipulate. Last night, her screaming and trance head banging were evidence of no change. No, if she was actually doing that, it was evidence of trauma. So disgusting. I mean, this just, I know I keep repeating myself, but it is just so, I don't want to say shocking because nothing shocks me anymore, but it's just so upsetting. And so many people are upset about this. And I think a lot of people are upset about it because they've been warning, they've been telling people, look, she's abusing these children. But, and just hear me out, if it had not gotten to this point, you know, if she had been caught before, she would have got a slap on the wrist. This stuff would have never happened, which what happened is terrible, and I know it is. But if this didn't happen, Jody wouldn't have gotten caught. All these people wouldn't have come forward and, you know, spoke against Jody. Because Jody deserves punishment too. Don't get it twisted. And I hate that these kids went through this. But had DCF done something earlier, Jody would have never been caught for what she's been doing. Not only to children like her niece, but to couples. And, you know, I don't think that this noise wouldn't have been made. I hate that these two children had to go through this. I wonder if the two older girls had to go through anything like this. But I hate that they had to go through this, but at the same time, if they didn't, the monster that Jody is would have never been caught. Ruby may have been caught and got a slap on the wrist, but if it hadn't gotten this bad, you know what I'm trying to say, right? It's just, I hate it for these kids, but had it not gotten this bad, Jody would still be, you know, doing the same sick crap she's always been doing. So here E says, Mom starves me and calls it fasting. My mom won't lift 2 fingers and bring me food because all she does is lie on the bed and eat brownies. So Ruby's getting food, that's for sure. My mom says she is the most loving mom in the world, blah, blah, blah. She is not the most loving mom in the world. She is the most awful mom in the world. That is what she's doing. I mean, somewhere in her twisted, sick mind, she may have convinced herself that this is love, but this isn't love. This isn't how you love children. I cut more off E's head. We doused her with the water in the dog wash. E said she wanted to run away. Jody told E she has no idea what is waiting for her. More evil from Jody. Skip all of this stuff. Again, I made a whole video where I read the entire thing, read the entire journal, and I know other YouTubers have read the entire journal, so if you want to check that out, go ahead. It's a few videos back. I'll try to link it in my About section. It's been about 90 minutes since R8. I warned him that food would either energize him to truth or defiance. He is defiant again. He pooped his pants and telling me no. His poop is too watery to be fasted. Admits to stealing water 3 times yesterday. That's, you're thirsty, you drink water. That's these selfish children who desire only to take, lie, and attack have zero understanding of God's love for them. Yeah, the children are the selfish ones. The children are the selfish ones. She's selfish. She's a selfish heifer. Her and Jody are doing it because they get off on it. They get some kind of charge from what they're doing to these kids. They enjoy it. They enjoyed every second of hurting these kids. Make no mistake. And she's talking here about moving them to Arizona where they can work the land. And that's ridiculous. And that's odd to me. Why would she do that for these 2 children that aren't even hers? Like, not for it, because it's not for them, because it's to hurt them more, but that she would be willing to do that? Because I think she was in love with Ruby. And this is just speculation, of course, but... And sometimes Ruby refers to herself as Ruby. She's like, here, she's Ruby has some cash in the bank. She's flipped. Let's see. I will clean up out in the desert as he has pooped himself. He will then sit on the patio, shaded. Now I'll see him from the kitchen. E, I will bring into the cool house, and she can sit in the pantry. They will think they won. They will think they got what they wanted. They will relax. Then pop. We will drop them like hot potatoes out in the desert, their new home. Just calculated, cold, playing games with these children's minds, not letting them be kids. They weren't allowed to be children. They weren't allowed to be children. That is so sad to me. Okay. This page is upside down and it's a struggle to flip around. Let me see if I could do it here. Oh, I can. Okay. Of course, it flipped everything else upside down, but we'll just go over this and I'll flip it all back. Sending evil away in a long time possessed person is not a one and done deal, usually. These wicked spirits in ENR have been pals long before this life. How ENR got to come and get a body can only be explained in me advocating to be their mother. This is not a conceited statement. God knew I would take my responsibility to mother seriously. Jody volunteered to help. These 2 souls are very weak of mind. They are fools, truly. This is so crazy. It's so crazy. This is so evil. She's so evil. She's the devil. This isn't godly love. This isn't. This isn't. And it's just more of that rhetoric going on. How could she be such a stupid woman? Just such a stupid, ignorant woman. If you can engage a weak-minded soul in a physical activity of obedience, you can begin to break the bond Satan made with the weak. Physically stop the acting out behavior and begin physically doing good. From work, lifting boxes, exerting energy, exercises, jump rope, milking cows, weeding a garden, digging trenches. Satan cannot be where there is good. But there wasn't good there. There wasn't good there, and Satan was there. It was in you, Ruby. It was in you, Jody. Evil. Absolute evil trash. just so evil. And I love how Chad is like, just doesn't even care, like the older son. Okay. Don't want to talk it down. We'll just pass through all of this stuff. So she gives him a bowl of food, and it says he takes the bowl and begins eating. I say, no, thank you. Are you going to acknowledge the woman you've been ABUSING just brought you dinner? So twisted. There's going to be a movie made about this, I believe. I bet some YouTuber or somebody is working on a script right now. I bet you. And I would watch it too. This is messed up. This is messed up. And to hear Jesse, like if you haven't watched Jesse's interviews, go watch Jesse Hildebrandt's interviews. If this journal, like I'm not reading the whole thing now, but again, I read it in a prior video. If this journal doesn't touch you, you need to go watch Jesse Hildebrandt's interviews. It is so heart-wrenching. And Jesse is just beautiful that they came out of this and are so high above Jody. I mean, yes, this was Ruby, but Jody was the architect of this situation. Like, not the prior situations, but she was the architect of this, and she helped shape Ruby into the bigger monster she is. Ruby's always been a monster. She became a bigger monster. Okay. Okay, let's continue. Okay, so this is July 15th, 2023. In this journal entry, she goes, I went to bed around 12:10 a.m. E on the floor next to my bed. R on the patio outside my sliding glass window. What just a cold, cold snake of a woman. She mentions Pam here, but there's not much detail. Shaken, if Pam hadn't volunteered to take A to American Fork for her ALT test, then I would not have been here, and my life and Jody's and my family's would forever be different. That's forever different now, and 100% because of you and Jody and your evil ways. I do think there is something more with Pam. I mean, I guess they investigated her and everything, and, you know. But anyway, they investigated her and didn't find anything. But Jessie said in her interview that Pam was basically one of Jody's henchmen, you know, just the way, that's what my takeaway was. Okay, this was all about R running away and them finding him, and then he got to sleep in a bed. And then at 7 a.m. the next morning, she wrote, R slept, the devil got a bed. Ruby is evil, evil. And the food they give him is just chicken, rice, lentils, and beans. That's what they get to eat when they do get to eat. It's ridiculous. Let's see. I'm just looking through to see if there's anything I want to comment on. There's just so much. I'm about halfway through it because I'm not commenting on the whole thing. It's just too much. So this part I want to read. When one might ask, as I myself have, what if we had taken this slower? Would the children have been on board if we hadn't boundaried them so quickly and so clearly? What if instead of a full day of box carrying, we would have done an hour and breaks and reading and then back to boxes? My answer is, well, yes, the kids would have complied, but they would have not been repentant. They would not be repentant, and they would have given the impression they were repentant. They needed things to get hard, fast, intense. Shock and change, immediate discomfort, stress to their systems. Why? Because they divulged their secrets. They could have confessed in truth, taken personal responsibility for the discomfort they were causing. How comfortable is prison, Ruby? Probably more comfortable than you made these children. You get a bed, you get a pillow, you get a blanket, you get food. So maybe not the best food in the world, maybe not the most comfortable bed in the world, but by law, they have to treat you humanely. Well, by law, you have to treat your children humanely too, but you didn't do that, did you? You cow. Children possessed by demons. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. And I know some people believe in these things, but it is ridiculous, and I stand by that. I told R today that he is sedating his choice to do wickedly. I don't want that anymore. My response, yes, you do. You stood alone with only you and your choices, and you literally would stand it. You ran away. You refused to sit and stand with your choices. And now you are in the house with milk, AC, and a book, and you quite like it, don't you? Yes, ma'am. If you really didn't want evil anymore, you would say, thanks for the book, but I want to do boxes today, or I want to stand with my choices, or, but you won't do that, will you? No, ma'am. She is so awful. Just so, it's like they can't say anything right. And she keeps mentioning weak-mindedness. She's weak-minded. She let this freak Jody influence her to treat her children worse than she already was, because she already was a monster. Note to myself, I never clearly saw the devil and wickedness until recently, because I didn't see evil clearly. I didn't combat him. I patted evil and placated wickedness. My love of God was sincere, but assumed others' love for God was sincere as well. I was deceived. By Jody. This is July 23rd, 2023, Sunday. To begin a separation from evil toward God, all the darkness needs exposed to light. And once the lies and sin is revealed, the body must engage in good work. I don't see her and Jody carrying boxes doing their good work. Evil women doing horrible things to children. Jody did horrible things. Like, I would put probably less blame on Jody if Jessie hadn't come forward and told her story. But this is so close to what Jessie explained that it's like, you know, and the duct tape and the sin and all that. It's just a lot like Jody or Jessie explained that Jody did to her. But I think that's enough. I don't really need to go through the rest of this. Like I said, I read this whole journal on in a video a few videos back. I just want to go to the end. And the last entry is August 27th, 2023. I don't understand this right here. A, that's one of her the middle children. A visited for a week last week. I picked her up last Sunday and took her home to Springville on Friday. J.A. and Pam and I packed 20 boxes and took them to a storage shed in Springville. A gave her 2-week notice, I guess, at her job. R spent the 22nd through the 25th peeing and pooping. He is out of control. He is defiant, abusive, and mean. He refuses to do what he is asked. So I guess that was August 27th. That's probably when they hogtied him down. And he ripped through his, like, because of them, he got those injuries that we had the pictures of. And that's really where it ends. She wrote something on the 29th, the Tuesday morning, and the 30th, but there was nothing after that. But it looks like they were getting close to getting ready to move them to Arizona, so it's a great thing that Russell escaped when he did. Yeah, these women, they're horrible. They are horrible and did horrible things to those kids, and we don't know. We know they're both going to go to jail, or are in jail, but we don't know what time they got. We know it's between 4 and 30 years, but I want to know what the number is, because there's a big difference between 4 and 30. There really is. And the plea deal wasn't necessarily for less time. 2 of the 6 charges were dropped, and that was part of the plea deal. So I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna go. You know, I would love to hear your views on the journal entries. If you've done a video or you want to talk about it in the comments, go ahead. And I will talk to everyone later. Bye.